I am N. Shivakumar, Associate Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, PSNA CET. So I am taking special concrete. So what's the meaning of special concrete? Before we going to discuss what's the meaning of concrete and what's the meaning of special concrete. So concrete is known for the mixing of cement, coarse aggregate and fine aggregate, water with admixture. This is for the normal conventional concrete. So what's the meaning of special concrete? Special concrete means we going to change some characteristics of your conventional concrete. What are the characteristics? Maybe for the strength characteristics, or corrosion characteristics, or durability, or workability. So we going to improve this four type of characteristics. The concrete is making up your special concrete. So I am going to explain some of the special concretes. For example, lightweight concrete. Second one is fly ash concrete. Third one is fiber reinforced concrete, polymer concrete, high performance concretes, and high performance fiber reinforcement concretes, and self-compacting geopolymer and ready mix concrete. So we are going to discuss one by one. So first one is for the lightweight concrete. So the word itself easy to understand. Lightweight concrete. Lightweight means the concrete weight, self weight of the concrete we are going to reduce it. So that is meaning of the self weight of lightweight concrete. So in conventional concrete, the density of the concrete is reach of 2400 to 2500 kg per m3. So in this lightweight concrete, if it is possible to reduce the density of concrete up to 87 to 150 kg per m3, that is nearly for 23% to 50% of strength weight will be reducing. How they going to weight will be reducing? So making of the three methods. First one is no fineness concrete, second one is lightweight aggregated concretes, and third one is for aerated and foamed concrete. So first one is no fineness concrete. No fineness means no fineness of concrete. No fineness means we going to eliminate fine aggregate of the concrete. Normally the concrete is going to mixing up coarse, fine, cement, fly ash or admixture and water. So we going to eliminating your fine aggregate. So only to mixing up your coarse aggregate, cement, water with admixture. That is called no fineness concrete. So in this no fineness concrete, you see this one for the no fineness concrete example. You see this honeycombs. So this is no fine aggregate in this concrete. So we going to pouring of the water easy to infiltrate. So that's the meaning of the going to the no fine aggregate to make this type of concrete. So this is practically how to making of the no fineness of concrete. Second one is, so in this no fineness of concrete, what's the advantage and disadvantage of your conventional concrete? First advantage is the self weight of the concrete will be reducing. Second one is the cost of the concrete will be reducing. And what is the disadvantage? For the infiltrations. Infiltration means easy to infiltrate the water into the concrete. So how to avoiding of this disadvantage? Suppose we are going to making for the temporary floors or stages, we are going to making for the no fineness concrete. So second lightweight concrete topic is lightweight aggregated concrete. Lightweight aggregated concrete means the aggregate we are going to reduce or sometimes they are going to replace. So what aggregate is going to reduce or replace? So particularly we are going to concentrate for the coarse aggregate. What is the reason we are going to replace or reduce the coarse aggregate? Means the main weight of the concrete is more than 45% weight is taken for the coarse aggregate. That's why we are going to reducing or we are going to replace or change the coarse aggregate. So in this marketly they are going to the different coarse aggregates for the sale or thermocols or brick bats. This is for the marketly available for the lightweight aggregates. So they are going to making for the concrete. So you cut the cross section of the concrete, you see the easy to know the. So this particle is the lightweight particles to make the concretes. Third one is for the aerated concretes. Aerated concrete means they are going to the two type of aeration method. First one is for the induced aeration and second one is for the creation of the aeration. First we are going to discuss what's the meaning of creation of the aeration. Creation means to create the air bubbles inside the concrete. How to they going to create? For example, cement and mixed with your aluminum powder. So this process of the cement and aluminum powder to mix to generate for the air bubbles after the 24 hours. You see this one for the honeycomb structure. This is for the creation of the air bubbles. So this is the first they are going to cement with aluminum powder. They are going to what are the shape required to fill up the mold. So after the 24 hours they are going to remove and making of the steam tube. So aerated concrete, it is not possible to making of your water tube. So that's why we are going to be using for the steam tube. So this is for the final, after the setting is over, this is the final structure of the aerated concrete. So another name of this one is called floating concrete. What is the reason? The weight of the concrete is more than 85% to reduce as per the your conventional concrete. So it may be possible for this weight is maybe 50 grams to 100 grams. So that's only easy to floating of the concrete. So other name of aerated concrete is called floating concrete. So this is for the precast aerated concrete to finishing the top structure of the your building. For example, they are going to be using for the any structure to fill up the top structures. Second one is formed concrete. Formed concrete means externally the foam will be created and mixed with the conventional concrete by eliminating or reducing the your coarse aggregate size. This is for the making of the foam concrete. Foam concrete means we are going to be mixing of the water and finally get cement and stable foam. The foam will be created in externally and mixed with this process is called foam concrete. So in this foam concrete, this equipment is going to the generating of the foam. So foam will be generated externally and the foam will be mixed for the mixture machine for the mixing of the fine aggregate, cement and foam and make the concrete. This is for the final stage of the foam concrete. And next one is for the very important topic of special concrete is fly ash concrete. Already we have discussed for the lightweight concrete. Second topic is fly ash concrete. So fly ash is the very important topic of the present scenario. What is the reason means the fly ash one of the important environmental impact of the throughout the world. For example, per India there are 157 million tons of fly ash will be produced in India per day through the coal industry or thermal power industry and some other industry of making of the fly ash. In throughout the world you are thinking how much fly ash will be produced every day. So how to disposal and recycling of fly ash is a very important topic of current thinking. So in this fly ash we are going to making of the concretes. For example, so in this fly ash, how to usage of fly ash in different scenarios. For example, concrete industry they are going to using the 46.4% of fly ash they are going to reusing for the concrete and cement. Second one is for the minerals and agricultural and flow. So all other things, how much percentage the fly ash will be using. So in generally the fly ash will be in two types. What are the two types? So class C type and class F type. What's the meaning of class and what's the meaning of class F? Class C means for the calcium content of your fly ash is more than 20%. In conventional cement is your calcium content is reached for the 25 to 30%. So in the fly ash the calcium content is 20%. That type of fly ash is called class C fly ash. Class F means just the reverse of your class C. What's the reverse? Maybe for the calcium content is less than 20%. What are the fly ash? The chemical ingredients, the calcium content is less than 20% is called class F fly ash. Where is available class C and class F? Class C is available for the coal industry and bituminous coal industry and class F is available for the thermal power stations. So next we are going to discuss how to make it and what are the ingredients we require for the making of the fly ash concrete. So in conventional concrete, we are going to adding of the fly ash in different percentage. It may be possible for the replacement, it may be possible for the even adding. So in this class C and class F, we are going to current situation up to 30% to 40% it is possible to replacement of your cement to making of the concrete. So what is the advantage of your fly ash concrete? First one is to environmental friendly. What is the reason? The fly ash is the disposable material for the landfill. So normally all fly ash they are going to making and fill up of the land. So we are going to avoiding of this landfill to make the concrete. So second one is the cost of the concrete. The cost of the concrete will be reducing 10 to 20% as the conventional concrete. Third one is important one is strength behavior and durability behavior. So strength and durability is more than the your conventional concrete. What is the reason means the fly ash is the more silicon content. For silicon content SiO2 is nearly for 60 to 80%. So that's why the strength behavior and durability behavior is higher than the your conventional concrete. You see this one, how they are going to making of the land filling of the your fly ash. How enormous of fly ash producing per day for one industry. You are thinking for throughout the world how much fly ash will be produced. So second one is, so in this fly ash, how to compare class C and class A? Which one is better? So everybody thinking, so class C is better or class F is better. For the initial strength, class C is better, class F is better than the class C. How? The class C, the calcium content is more than 20%. So that's why the initial strength is a class C is the better than the class F. But longer duration and longer strength and durability properties is class F is the better than the class C. So in generally the class F fly ash is called for the high volume fly ash and class C fly ash is called low volume fly ash. So normally in recommended for environmental friendly, they are going to be using for the class C class F fly ash. So next one is important topic is self-compacting concrete. Self-compacting means the word is self-compacting your concrete. Automatically they are going to flowable to compactor for the conjected area of the reinforcement and your column joint reinforcement area. So in this method we are going to be using for the, what are the ingredients using for the your self-compacting concrete? Your fineness of your cement, coarse aggregate, fine aggregate, and then two method of admixture they are going to using, filling ability and viscosity ability. In this two admixture we are going to making to mixing the concrete to make the your self-compacting concretes. So in this self-compacting concrete, how they are going to the two method of your self-compacting. First one is powder types, second one is VA type, viscosity ability agent type, that is called VA type methods. So in this method, the watt will be you are taking for 175 to 165 and cement is 530 and 220. VA method we are going to reducing the cement content up to 250 to 220. So all fly ash, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate is the same as your powder type and VA type. So next one is, they are going to the very important one is testing of the self-compacting. That is differ from the all other type of your special concrete. Suppose in lightweight concrete is a conventional testing method is used. Maybe compressor strength, split tensile strength, and then your workability slump test we are going to use it. Suppose in this your self-compacting concrete entirely differ for the measurement of your workability. That is slump flow test in T 50 centimeters and J ring, V funnel and L box, V box, film box methods. So first one is we are going to measuring for the workability of T50 methods. So this is for the measurement to fill up the concrete and then to remove the concrete, how they are going to spreading out in this area to here to measure the spreading diameter. So what is the workability of this spreading diameters? So next one is for the L box method. So another method of measuring the workability of concrete. So in this your L box method, here they are going to providing for the one screen. You see this one, the rebar screen is provided here to fill up the concrete in this entire height. To remove this rebar, how they are going to flow. For H1, initial height is 150 centimeters and final flowing height is H2. From this difference to measure the workability of the concrete. So next, in practically, how they are going to making for the your L box method. So easy to remove this screen to spreading of the entire section to measure the final height of H2. The initial height is 150 centimeter. From the difference to know the workability of the concretes. So next one is V funnel method. V funnel method, other method of to measuring the workability of concrete. Simply they are going to fill up the concrete in V funnels. To after fill up is over, to remove the bottom screen, how they are going to flowing of the natures. So next one is U box method. So U box method is same as the your L box and V funnel method. To fill up this concrete in one section, here the screen is there. So after fill up is over means they are going to remove the screen. They are going to spreading up opposite. They are going to infiltrate and characterize up here. So the difference between here to here to measure the your workability characteristics. So in practically we are going to discuss in 4 type of concrete. So this is the 4 type of concrete. Which concrete in first one? The first one is called for the your fly ash concrete. Here is for the conventional concrete and here is called your self-compacting concrete. Here is foam concrete. So easy to identify in practically. This is for the 4 type of concrete. for the fly ash, conventional and your self-compacting concrete and foam concretes. So next, what are testing method is already we have discussed. And what are the advantages of your self-compacting concrete? Is a faster construction, reduction in site manpower, better surface finishes, easier placing and improved durability and greater freedom to design. There is no particular design for the making of the self-compacting concrete. That's why it's a greater freedom to design and thinner concrete section. It is possible. What is the reason means it is easy to flowing of the your thinner member. That's why they are going to the thinner concrete sections and reduce the noise level. What is the reason means without vibration we are going to finish the concrete without honeycombing nature of the concrete. So safer working environment. So next one is for the important topic is geopolymer concrete. Geopolymer is this is going to the polymerization of your conventional concrete to make the concrete. What is the meaning of polymerization? First one is they are going to the how to mixing of this polymerization. Fly ash, aggregate and then alkylate activity of NaOH and Na and geopolymer. So this is the polymerization. Polymerization means we discuss for the later what's the meaning of polymerization. So this is for the mixing procedure. In conventional concrete, we are not mixing of NaOH and Na. That is the difference between the geopolymer and your conventional concrete. You see this one for the mixing of your geopolymer concrete. First one is water, second one is sand, gravel, KOH and NaOH. So which one is better? We are going to take any one of NaOH or KOH and other this one for the fly ash, silica fume and sodium silicate and geopolymer. They are going to mixing any one of this one to making the your concretes. So second one is this is for the mixing procedure of your geopolymer. First water content and fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, NaOH and fly ash they are going to mixing and KOH finally they are going to mixing. The final the getting for the geopolymerization. After the geopolymerization, the concrete will get in this nature. You check it for the slump is very good for the your conventional concretes and then this is making of the concrete. What's the advantage of the geopolymer and conventional concrete? Every special concrete before we going to discuss for the what is the difference in conventional and our special concrete. The geopolymer concrete is high strength concrete. We going to achieve 110 MPa in 28 days. It is possible. But in conventional concrete, as per the mixed design, we going to reaching 40 MPa or 50 MPa. But this is very high strength concrete and it is used for the your durability properties very higher than the your conventional. What is the main disadvantage of this geopolymer as conventional concrete? The rate of the concrete. So the chemicals, the availability of chemical is higher than the your conventional concrete. That's the main disadvantage of your geopolymer. Second, the polymerization. The polymerization we make it for the mixing and make the polymerization. Then only to make or fill up the concrete what are the places required. But in conventional concrete, no need for the polymerization. That's the main difference between the geopolymer and conventional concretes. This is the advantages and compressive strength is see this one about 1.5 times more than compressive strength as per the your conventional concretes and then this is for the your fresh geopolymer concrete and second one is after the geopolymer we make it for the your precast element for the channel section and the railway sleepers and electrical post. What are the precast element? We make it for the geopolymer concretes. So next one is fiber reinforcement concrete. Another special type of concrete, fiber reinforcement concrete. Fiber reinforcement concrete means we are going to mixing up some of the minute fiber in conventional concrete. That's meaning of fiber reinforcement. So what's the need to making of the fiber reinforcement? Normally the concrete is very good in compressive strength, very weak in tensile strength. So some of the minute cracks will be formed after the setting of the plastic stage, reaching the plastic stage, some of the minute crack will be formed. So how to avoid of this minute crack to making of the or to fill up to mixing of the some of the fibers. In market there are different type of fibers is available. You see this one for the glass fibers and then wood fibers, natural mineral fibers and asbestos fibers, cotton fibers, bamboo fibers and bituminous fibers. So there are different type of fibers is available. So before we going to making the concrete, first we going to testing of the fibers. How going to the tensile strength. That is a very important properties of the your fiber reinforcement concrete. So this is for the marketly available for fiber. This one is glass fiber. This one is for the asbestos fiber. Both is a nylon fibers and foam fiber. So this is freely available in market in fiber reinforcement concretes. So this is for the steel fibers. Steel fibers, straight, hook and pedal. So according to nature of your strength behavior and tensile strength behavior, we make it any one suitable for your fiber reinforcement concretes. So in this fiber reinforcement concrete, for the very important characteristics for the stress and strain characteristics. So in plain concrete, how they going to your stress strain characteristics, and fiber reinforcement concrete without low fiber volume and high fiber volume. How they going to stress will be increasing for the your fiber reinforcement concrete. In conventional concrete like this one, some of the special concrete, it may be for the fly ash concrete or your lightweight concrete, nearly same as the your plain concretes. So next one is for the important thing before properties of the fiber reinforced concrete, for the volume of the fiber, aspect ratio of the fiber, orientation, relative fiber matrix, and the workability, size of core certificate and mixing. So these are the properties to affecting the your fiber reinforcement. First one is for the volume of fiber. Suppose we going to mixing of the fiber in concrete, how much volume we need. Suppose in kg means, suppose we going to adding of the 2 kg, 3 kg means it is very difficult for the workability characteristics. That's why they are going to recommend 0.2 to 0.35% of total volume of the concrete they are going to mixing. So that's the avoiding of the honeycombing and avoiding of the your segregations and then bleeding of the concretes. So see this one, for the low volume fiber fraction means less than 1% and moderate means 1 to 2% and high volume means is greater than 2. Should not be more than 5%. What is the reason means 5% beyond this limit means they are going to the affecting the workability characteristics. So next one is for the aspect ratio. Second important properties of your fiber, aspect ratio. Aspect ratio is simply L by D. L by D means length divided by diameter. That characteristics should not be more than 1.1. So that's for the L by D ratio. So next is relative fiber matrix for the cement content. We are taken for the fiber reinforcement concrete 519 and plain 446 kg per m cube of concrete. So that is the ingredient to making for the fiber reinforcement concrete and plain concrete. For water cement ratio they are going to take for the 0.45. In fiber reinforcement concrete they are going to take for 234. That is the difference between the plain concrete and fiber reinforcement concrete. So some of the advantages for the glass fiber reinforcement for the high tensile strength, high modulus and high impact resistance, shear strength, water resistance, thermal conductivity and low thermal expansion. So these are the advantages of glass fiber reinforcement concrete as compared to the your conventional concretes. So see this one, how they are going to fiber mixing of the concrete. After the breaking concrete, how they are going to spreading of the fiber uniformly throughout the concrete. You see this one, the surface of the concrete in fibers and plastic stage, fresh stage of the concrete, how they are going to fiber will be orientation. So the orientation of fiber is very important for the your tensile characteristic. Suppose all fiber in horizontal position means the tensile characteristics is higher than the your conventional concrete. So that is the orientation of fiber is another important characteristics for the your making of the fiber reinforcement concrete. So next one is high performance concrete. High performance concretes nowadays are bridge structures and leg slabs and then making of the huge structures, span length is more than 30 meter or 50 meter span length. We are going to recommend it for the high performance concrete. What is the meaning of high performance? How it is differ from the your conventional concrete? High performance concrete means performance. Which performance? Workability, strength and durability. What are the concrete they are going to improve in this three performance is called high performance concrete. But in conventional concrete, this three performance is there, but high performance is higher than this your conventional concrete. You see this one, for this making of high strength, high air strength, modulus of elasticity. These are the characteristics improve means that type of concrete is called high performance concrete. So how they are going to strength behavior of your characteristics of high performance concrete get for 70 to 140 MPa or 28 days to 91 days. In conventional concrete, it is not possible to reaching up this much strength. It may be making of concrete possibility of 70 is maximum, but it is going to reaching up 140. That is the main difference between the your conventional to your high performance concretes. So this is for the practically how they are going to making up this entire structure by using the high performance concretes. Here this structure is entire using for the high performance concrete. The span length is more than 25 to 30 meter. For example, the same span length we are going to using for the conventional concrete. We need for the more reinforcement and huge deck slabs and beam section we need. But in high performance concrete, that type of thinking is going to eliminate it. That's the advantage of your conventional concrete to high performance concrete. Here they are going to using for entire structure, for high rise structure up to 40 floors, 50 floors, it is possible to making of the high performance concretes. Next one is important, polymer concrete. Before we are going to discuss in polymer concrete, how they are going to differ from the geopolymer and polymer. In polymer concrete, there are four type of different polymer concrete. First one is polymer impregnated concrete. Second one is polymer concrete. Third one is polymer cement concrete. And fourth one is partially impregnated and surface coated polymer concrete. So we are going to discuss one by one. First one is for the polymer impregnated concrete. Polymer impregnated concrete means they are going to making of the concrete for the polymerization. Polymerization means before precast element is made for the conventional section. It may be sleepers or railway sleepers or your electrical post. Is conventionally we are going to make to mixing of the hard polymers for the temperature range of 600 to 700 degree. They are going to mixing of immerse for this polymer section. So after the immerse, we are going to take it to measure the strength is more than the convention. How? For the fill up agent of your crack or fill up of polymer to infiltrate for the cracks. Suppose some of the cracks are honeycomb in surface of the concrete, the polymer will be filled up to increase the strength. That is called polymer impregnated concrete. Second one is, you see this one, this is for the polymer impregnated concrete. And next one is polymer cement concrete. Polymer cement concrete means cement concrete we know, and polymer is mixed in extra of your conventional concrete. What is the extra? For the different type of polymers, for the polyester styrene, epoxy styrene and furnace. So these are the polymer is available in market. So this polymer to mix your conventional concrete. What is the percentage? As per the design, we are going to 2 to 3% of polymer we are going to mixing your conventional concrete to make, and what are the required shape they are going to place it. That is called the polymer cement concrete. So this is for the polymer cement. After the placing of the polymer cement concrete, how they are going to checking for the fineness, surface area of the concrete is differ from the your conventional one. Second one is polymer concrete. Polymer concrete means there is no cements. Polymer is the binding agent. Polymer, coarse aggregate, fine aggregate and your water to mix the concrete. But polymer cement concrete, cement is mixed and polymer is extra to adding of the your conventional concrete. But polymer concrete no need for the cement. For polymer is one of the binding agent to mixing of the your coarse and fine aggregate. So this is for the polymer concrete. What are the compressive strength? This is a very important one. For the polymer concrete is we get it for the 80 to 110 MPa, but in conventional concrete for the M30 grade we are going to achieve of 30 only. How they are going to differ for the 80 to 30? So that's the main advantage of your polymer concrete in conventional concrete. For the tensile strength achieving up 22 to 35, but in conventional concrete reaching up 2 to 4 MPa only. So more than 100% is improve the your tensile property of your polymer concretes. So next one is split tensile strength reaching up 8 to 12, but in conventional concrete 5 to 2. For the abrasion resistance is 0.021 and 0.2 and 6. So this is the main advantage and comparison of the your conventional to your polymer concretes. So this is for the polymerization. Polymerization means which concrete is a polymer concrete. Polymer concrete means coarse aggregate, fine aggregate and polymer to mix to make the concrete. Here for the surface coated. Next one is polymer impregnated and surface coated. Impregnated means they are going to immerse for the polymer solution. After the immerse, they are going to surface applying for the polymer. Two processes to involve for the polymer impregnated and surface coated concretes. So this is for the how they are going to surface coated. After the concrete is over, for the spraying of the polymer in the surface, the entire surface, the fill up of the polymer. Here the beam section, they are going to applying the brush for the surface coated of the concrete. Here for the structure, they are going to spreading of the polymers. Here also they are going to So this is the practically how to apply and surface coated of the your polymer sections. So this is entire structure they are going to using for the polymer structure. Here in practically they are going to for the road pavement road. Pavement road they are going to using for the polymer cement concrete. This is for the finishing structure of the polymer cement concretes, and this entire structure they are going to using the polymer sheet. Afterwards we are going to what are the test available. So before we are going to discuss about the special concrete. So what's the meaning of special concrete? What's the difference between the conventional concrete to special concrete? How they are going to differ from the your conventional characteristics? Everything we are going to discuss. So in general, what are the tests available to properties of your concrete? Maybe strength properties or fresh concrete properties or hardened concrete properties. So there are two properties of concrete is that generally we know for the fresh concrete stage and hardened concrete stage. So in fresh concrete, in what are the properties of your fresh concrete? First one is for the workability, second one is consistency, third one is segregations, bleeding, setting time, and unit weight and uniformity. So these are the properties to check it for the your fresh concrete stages. In hardened concrete means we are going to check it for the your strength behaviors and corrosion behaviors and durability behaviors and some other properties of your concrete we are going to checking for the hardened concrete stages. So in this one, first in your property of your fresh concrete, we are going to checking for the concrete consistency. Concrete consistency means we are going to checking for the workability of the concrete by using the different method of workability testing is there. So first one is slump cone test. Is generally in practically all type of concrete we are going to checking for the slump measurement of your concrete. So what are the slump tests available for the compaction factor, flow tables, and then your VB consistometer, key ball test, and VB impression testing machine. So there are different type of slump measurement is available. So in this slump cone is a general in practically all type of sites they are going to checking for the concrete. Suppose in special concrete means suppose in fiber reinforcement concrete we are going to checking for the workability test. It is not possible to checking for the your slump. So in fiber reinforcement we are going to checking for the your VB consistometer and flow table that is suitable for the your special concrete. Suppose in this your compaction factor is more than 9.09 means they are going to the very good compaction. So less than 0.9 is medium or low. That is the Indian standard recommendation of the compaction factor test. So first one is in slump cone. In generally we know this is for the slump cone. Height is 30 cm and top dia is 10 cm. Bottom dia is 20 cm. To fill up the concrete in 3 stages. So we are going to the split up in 3 stages of this cone. First stage they are going to fill up the uniformity of compaction of 25 type blouse. After the second we are going to fill up and third. After the fill up is over, to gently remove the cone in topwards. So you are going to remove in the topwards, they are going to spreading of your concrete according to nature of your water content mixing. So this height, so your original height is 30 cm. What is the difference between your concrete to original height? That is the your slump value of the your concrete. So you see this one, there are 3 types of slump is there. First one is for the collapse, shear and true slump. Naturally for the all slump we are going to taking for the 3 method of slump. So collapse means in conventional concrete is the water percentage is more than 5, 0.5 means is going to the collapse. Collapse means entirely the spreading of the your flow. That is for the collapse. For shear means they are going to one side, they are going to sliding of the your concrete. That is called the shear failure of the concrete. Here is general slump is your original height to your concrete height. That is for the original slump of the concretes. So this is for the slump value as per the Indian standards. They are going to very low slump means the range of 0 to 25 mm. For the compaction factor is 0.78. For the low slump is 25 to 50 and medium slump is 50 to 100 and high slump is 100 to 175. That is the your cone height to your final stage of the your concrete height. That is called the slump of the your concretes. So next one is for the flow test. Flow test means flow table. Flow table means we make it for the in table in different direction before placing of the concrete to spreading the diameter and then different direction. So after the flow is over, they are going to remove the flow cone for the jolting of 16 times, the spreading of the concrete in uniformly throughout the table to measure the diameter. The diameter minus 25 divided by 25, what is the flow percentage? That is using the flow test. So next one is for the This is for flow test formulas. For the diameter of the flow minus 25 divided by 25 into 100. What is the measurement of your consistency? The flow percentage 0 to 20 means dry, 20 to 60 means stiffness, and 60 to 100 means is plastic, wet and sloppy. Sloppy means is more than 120 to 150. That is the your special concrete of your self-compacting concrete. You get it for the 120 to 150. So next one is for the keyboard test. This is another method of test to measure the your workability of the concrete. Next one is for the bond penetration test. In bond penetration test, they are going to simply penetration of the your fresh concrete. Suppose the concrete is made in slab. So they are going to bond penetration to impress the bond in the surface of the concrete. How they are going to penetrate it? How much depth they are going to penetrate? According to nature of the depth penetration to measure the workability of the concrete. So here, what are the factors affecting the workability of the concrete? First one is for the water content of the mix. Second one is maximum size of a briquette, grading of a briquette, shape and texture of the briquette, method, duration of the transport, and amount of entered air and quantity and characteristics of chemical. First one is water content. That is a very important characteristics of the given behavior of the workability. Suppose more water content means the spreading diameter is more. So that is strength behavior is reversed over water content. Suppose more water content means strength will be reducing. That is the characteristics of first one. Second one is maximum size of aggregate. The size of aggregate is more than 25 means the workability will be affected. So which size of aggregate is very good to workability and good strength means the ranging of the 12 to 20 mm. 12 mm to 20 mm is suitable for the high strength concrete and good workability of the concrete. Next one is grading of the aggregate. Grading of the aggregate means to separation of the size of the aggregate. Suppose maximum you are going to taking for the 20 mm and minimum will be taking for the 10 mm. So grading means we are going to split up 10 mm, 12 mm and 20 mm. So this grade is very good for the your workability characteristics. Next one is shape and texture. That's the important characteristics of your workability. According to shape of the aggregate will be affecting the workability. Which shape? Suppose rounded aggregate is more workable as compared to the irregular and angular aggregate. So angular aggregate is difficult workable, but strength behavior rounded is lesser than the your angular aggregate. That is the strength behavior. Next one is method of duration of the transport. That is the affecting the segregation and bleeding of the concrete. Suppose the concrete is making one place to place some other distance. So beyond 100 meter to 200 meter means they are going to transport from the making to placing. So automatically jolting of the concrete, easy to segregation and bleeding will be occur. So that's why the method and duration of the transport is very important. So next one is for the measurement of your workability for the compaction factor. Next method of your workability. First one is we know the slump method. Second one is for the flow table method, and third one is compaction factor. Compaction factor, there is two hooper is there to fill up this hooper entire for the 3 stage in this top surface, to open the bottom door freely to fill up this second hooper, and here is open to fill up the your mold. So we are going to take in the weight. So level the weight, that is called the partially compaction of the concrete. Second stage, this cone to fill up the concrete in 3 stages. First stage, that fill up the concrete up to this level, make it for the 25 blows. Second, here to make it for the 25 blows, and top is here to fill up the concrete to make it. So the weight difference between the partial compaction and fully compaction to measure the compaction factor of the concrete. So this one is for the testing procedure of the compaction factor of the concrete. How they are going to test it for the first hooper to second hooper, and here is as per the Indian standard. What is the value required for the compaction factor value? First one is very low means 0.78, for low compaction factor is 0.85, and medium is 0.92, and high compaction factor is 0.95. It is very useful for the measuring and making design of your mixed design. Suppose M20 grade, M30 grade, M35 grade mixed design, we need for the compaction factor value. So here for the VP consistometer, that's another method of to testing the workability of the concrete. So here this method is suitable for the some other special concrete. Suppose fiber reinforcement concrete, we are going to using this method is suitable for the fiber reinforcement. So this is VP consistometer. The same method for this slump cone. Immerse the slump cone in this VP equipment to make it for the 3 stage of the concrete. Each stage 25 blows of the tamping rod to finish this top level of the concrete. Gently remove the top cone to spreading of this your cone entire in concrete to make it for the vibration what is the time taken for your partially flow of the concrete. That time taken to measure your density and placing of the concrete. So another one is, there is two important properties of the another fresh concrete stage: segregation and bleeding. Why so much of important to take care of segregation and bleeding is, this is very much affected for the two property. First one is strength property and durability property. What is the meaning of segregation? Segregation means separation of the concrete, co-segregate from the your cement slurry. So concrete after the over vibration or some of the long transport, the co-segregate will be separated from the your fine and cement slurry. So in this segregations, how to avoid this segregation and what are the factors affecting the segregation, we are going to discuss. So first one is, what concrete will be so wet or so dry. In these two concepts for the creating of the your segregation. Second concept for the selection of the aggregate. For the maximum segregate or minimum size segregate, we are going to select for the segregation will be improved. And third one is for this transporting of the concrete. Suppose we are going to transport the concrete to make one place and placing of the concrete some other else. So that's a beyond 100 meter means, so the segregation will be occurred. And fourth one is over vibration. For the beyond this vibration limit, they make it for the segregation. So that is the reason of your segregation will be occurred. And you see this one, how they are going to practically making of the column for the reason of your over vibration. The core segregate will be separated here and cement slurry will be separated here. So that's the reason of the segregations. Second one is for your bleeding concepts. For the practically, you see this one, for core segregate, how they are going to separate it for the over vibration. So next one is for the bleeding, another concept of your fresh concrete stage. Bleeding means for the excess water to store on top surface of the concrete. But segregation means separation of the co-segregate from the concrete. But bleeding means the water will be repellent on the top surface of the concrete. That is called bleeding. So in this bleeding, what is the reason the bleeding will be occur? First one is for the high water cement ratio. Suppose it's beyond the Indian standard limit or beyond the mixed resin limit, the going to water will be repellent on top surface of the concrete. Second reason for the improper vibration and improper mixing of the concrete. So the concrete will be mixed for the fine coarse and water and cement. The going to proper mixing means the repellent of water will be eliminated. So improper mixing means suddenly they are going to making of the ingredient and place the concrete means the water will be repellent to the top surface. That's the reason for the bleeding of the concrete. So second one is how to avoiding this bleeding means. So for the bleeding, for the property of the concrete, for increase the fineness of the, how to improve the bleeding. The cement fineness is more means the bleeding will be easy to occur. Second one is for the increase rate of hydration and adding of pozzolanas and reduce the water content. These are the reasons to improve to avoiding for the bleeding of the concrete. You see this one practically how the water will be repellent in top surface of the concrete for the reason of your excess water cement ratio, otherwise for the over vibration, and third concept is for the improper mixing of the concrete. The cement and slurry and water will be in repellent to the top surface of the concrete. So next one is hardened stage. So before we are going to discuss all property of fresh stages, next stage is hardened stage. The hardened stage we are going to discuss for the strength, modulus of elasticity, durability, creep and shrinkage and water tightness. So these are the strength test is available to measure the hardened stage. Hardened stage means after the final settling time is over, we make it for the strength of, first one is strength property. Strength property means there are three strength property we are going to check in. First one is compressive strength, second one is split tensile strength and third one is flexion. So in this first one is your compressive strength for based on your strength behavior of the concrete. For after the 28 days, for example, we taking mixing of the concrete in M20 grade, the after 28 days it should not be less than 20 Newton per mm square. That is the Indian standard specification for compressive strength of your M20 grade. What is the split tensile and flexion? Split tensile means indirect tension tensor of your concrete. So concrete to make the cylinder, so put it in horizontal direction to apply the compression to split it for cylinder in two form. That is called split tensile. Flexion means you make it for the concrete prism to apply the single point load or 2-point load to measure the deflection. That is called the split tensile and flexion strength of concrete. So what is the Indian standard specification for the your flexion and split tensile should not be less than your one third of the original grade of the concrete. Suppose in 20 means your flexure should not be less than 7 Newton per atom square. That is called your Indian standard specification for your flexure and compressed strength of concrete. So in this, how to make it for the compression? So in this making of the tube, as per the Indian standard 150 by 150, to apply the compression, the crack will be fine. First the crack will be started for the your joining of the coarse aggregate and fine aggregate mortar. So first the crack will be developed for the bonding of the coarse and fine aggregate. Again the crack will be slightly enlarged or increasing to reach for the second aggregate. So finally the crack will be reached on top to bottom surface, easy to split up for the concrete. So that is the procedure. So next one is for the split tensile strength. Already we told for the, this is for the cylinder to put it in horizontal directions to apply the load to split up for the two part. How they are going to, in practically, in flexion means this is for the prism to apply the 2-point load to check it for the your crack pattern of your point load to your supports. You see this one practically in the beam will be supported on 2 points load. After the applying load, easy to breaking of the center point to measure the applying load to surface area to know the flexural strength. So these are the factors affecting the your strength behavior of the concrete. First one is depend on test type for size of the specimen relation with the size of the aggregate. So these are the property depends upon the test type of the concrete, and other than test type for the type of cement, type of aggregate, degree of compaction, mixed proportion, mixing grade. So other than the your mixing grading of the concretes. So next factor is your quality of raw material, coarse fine aggregate selections, and the aggregate cement ratios, and final one is age of aggregate and compaction factor of it. So these are the property to affecting the your strength behavior of the concrete in hardened stage.